Mi gente, aquí estamos nuevamente en Que Lunes. Y mi gente, pero Que Lunes. We have a person that when she retires, she's going to be a legend because she's going to be in the industry for more time than anybody. Because she started at a young age, but we'll get to that soon. I'm talking none other than the beautiful, the talented. She's right there, Eivør.
Hello, good to see you.
It's a pleasure to finally have you here. Thanks to Season of Mist and Will. I've been bugging Will for a while, and he's like, "Well, let me give you a break. I'll think about it." So we're finally here, and we're here on SBS Mega TV. So it is super honored, super nice to have you here, Ivor.
Thank you. It's an honor for me.
So, Ivor, starting at such a young age, what do you appreciate the most of this musical journey?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey for sure. And what I appreciate the most, I mean, I guess it's all the experiences you get along the way and the things you discover, and that the journey keeps, taking me to new places. I think that's the most exciting thing about it.
Okay, so the most exciting part so far for you has been going to different places, meeting new faces.
Yeah, both literally, but also like creatively. It takes you to different. You discover new things within yourself, I guess, and within your music. And for me, I've always felt like that. It needs to be an ongoing adventure in that sense that you have to sometimes not completely touch the ground to kind of learn new things about yourself and about music. So I think that's what is my main drive when it comes to writing music.
All right, nice, nice. So, ya ustedes escucharon. No, no lo ponga los pies encima de la tierra. Just levitate a while, so that way you can feel like you're doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
So, for those watching on Mega TV, and so you spoke about it almost right now, what do you feel is the genre, the musical genre that mostly, closely defines what is your music?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because I
It
think
is.
that because throughout my journey I've been very experimental. I guess I've visited different genres, and somehow the music I create today is a big part, a mix of many different genres. But what I like to call my music is, definitely it has a Nordic sound, and it's Nordic drum heavy electronic folk, maybe something like that.
When I hear it, I'm like,
Does that make sense?
yeah, you can call it the Nordic techno or something like that because it's
Ooh,
it's
I
it's
like
like
it.
what would it be if the Nordic, right, were still alive and they were in these times and making music? It's like let's mix, like to stay relevant, right? Because everybody says you have to like follow and make sure that music never dies. So they would probably do the same thing. Like let's mix what's outside of our part of the world with theirs, and there you go, Nordic techno. I think that that's how we found the closest match in between everything. So for the video game fans, which literally is incorporating like even more than TV and internet and all that, how was the experience to be a part of Sony's God of War, the remake and God of War Ragnarok? Did they go towards you? Did you give them a call? How was that experience?
That was one of those beautiful surprises, I guess, in life. I mean, I was contacted by Bear McCreary, who um, created the music score for God of War, and he wanted me to do some vocals on one of the scenes, and that collaboration kind of took off from there, and we did some more things together here and there, and it's been a beautiful experience to work with him.
So you got the call. They did when they called you. Did they tell you exactly what it was for, or was it like a surprise and you just made it there and you were like, "I'm gonna be part of this"?
Yeah, the funny thing is that I've never been a gamer myself, so I was completely such an amateur when it comes to. I just knew that it was a video game, and I was like, oh, exciting. And I had no idea that at that time that video games were such a beautiful thing, you know. So I was like, oh, I'm going to sing in a video game. I'm super excited. But then when we started working together and I saw the scenes, it was like working to film, which I've done in the past. And I was really touched by the beautiful storylines and beautiful scenery, beautiful animation. I was quite blown away, actually, when I discovered it was like I discovered a whole new world. So yeah, it was just a really beautiful surprise, and I got very like attached to it, very emotionally attached to it straight away.
And the beautiful thing is that it has to do something with what your music is. So it was not like it's not like somebody calls you and is like, I know you do like this Nordic techno kind of music, but I want you to do rap, and you're like, oh well, this is I can do it, but it's not my thing. So we all of us have
Yeah, it,
all of us have seen uh, the live presentation you did, and I could see in your eyes that you were really living the moment.
yeah. I mean, I could really feel like the whole vibe of it straight away. It was like because it's based on the Nordic myths and the Nordic mythology and all that, which has always been with me from my childhood, and so I could hear like my part in it straight away musically. I think it
Beautiful.
made sense to me.
And no, I could see when you were doing the presentations, we could see that this was like you felt like this was a part of what you were meant to do, and that was amazing. To not only to that, but it's a game that millions of people have played, so millions of other people were introduced to your music. So it was a good thing in both sides.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm very grateful to be
Ni-
part of it.
Nice. So ya usted sabe. If there's a third game, which I'm not gonna ask you, we will find out because you're probably gonna be in the music score. Because if you did 1 and 2, come on, Sony. Third one's a charm. You can't do this to Eivør. You gotta give her the third one. If obviously if it's in the making, we have no idea. So N or
Let's
in
see, fingers crossed.
exactly. Fingers crossed. We need the ending of the story. So uh, I'm gonna try to not butcher it. This is your 10th album, but it's the first album under Season of Mist. It's called In or N. Um,
Hmm.
um, what do you feel makes this album different and special, especially being the 10th? It's just something that a lot of people are not able to do. Like full studio albums is very hard. You can probably tell somebody like, oh, well, this is my 10th EP. Okay, it's simple, right? An EP is like 3 or 4 songs, but this is an album. What do you feel? How does it feel to make it to that number and know that even though it's a 10th album, what you're doing is still relevant and everybody still loves it?
Thank you so much. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess like I started releasing album when I was my first album when I was 16, and my plan was never to like I'm gonna release a lot of albums. I'm gonna do at least 10, but it's just been a natural thing for me because there's so much music that I wanna create all the time, and now I've come to this place where I just released my 10th album, and I guess that for me, what's most special about this album is that I feel that it's more experimental in a way compared to my other albums, and more like I'm visiting new soundscapes and going a bit further into maybe some parts of me, the classical side and the more rockish side, and a lot of things combined on this album. And at the same time, this album goes very far back to my roots, so it feels like I've kind of collected um, parts from my journey which are on this album. So it's I think that's the most special part for me, that it is both very rooted in my background, but at the same time adventurous.
So, 10th album, but you're still finding new things through the journey. That's how you do
Yes.
it. That's how you do it. You Because if this is the 10th album and you're like, well, I did the same thing I did in album 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then it's like, okay, so why am I still doing this? But
Then I would just simply get bored of myself. So yeah.
exactly. And then music loses that love, and you're like, oh well, I'm gonna do it because I'm under a contract and I gotta do some amount. So it's beautiful that you still have that same love you've had since you were age 16. So for the people that are watching in Puerto Rico and Mega TV, Florida, Houston, and California, what are their socials so they can find you and follow you?
My socials.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have all that stuff. I have like Instagram. I'm called just it's like Eivør Music, and the same on Facebook. And then I yeah, have TikTok and all of it.
Oh, you're up to
And
date.
Twitter. I'm totally up to date.
Oh,
And I
cool.
have a Patreon as well. So, you can find me on all these platforms, I think, under Eivør Music.
Exactly.
Very simple.
And Ivor is with the O with like the cross, right?
Yeah, it's spelled with the O with the cross through, but I think on social media we just use the O
Okay. Yeah, for the people
because
that
not everyone has the O with the cross. So
exactly. And some people don't know if you hold the O, it gives you various options and they're like, "Where's the O with the cross?" So let's make it
where
simple
is
for
the
them.
O?
Let's make it simple for
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Simplicity is good.
Always is, always has been. So,
Yes.
uh, Ivor, this is Que Lunes in Real Nonstop Town. So here we always have a little acoustic sing around with our artists. So I want to try, right? Because we're at a distance, there's a little bit of latency, but I do want to try to sing part of Up Orskuni. So whenever you're ready, we will
That's
try
exciting.
to make this as beautiful as possible.
All right, I'm up for that.
3, 2, 1. Rise up.
Hoppas förstånd var
Natina to the system on. Ah, we
All right.
go. All right. Well, thank
You
you.
are very good
Thank you.
in Faroese.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my best. I try my best.
I'm
Learn every day.
impressed.
Learn every day something new. So, Ivor, anything you want to tell the fans that are watching here on TV before we go?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that one.
Yeah, Ivor, anything you want to tell the fans before we go?
Oh, well, I just want to tell them that I love them so much, and thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to my music. It means the whole world, and it keeps me going. So, thank you.
Ya ustedes saben, mi gente, sigan escuchando su música, sigan apoyando, que significa el mundo para ella. Así que muchas gracias, mi gente. Sigan en sintonía. Thank you very much to Will Up Season of Mist.
Gracias.
Ahí está, mi gente. Se tiró una gracia. Así que, mi gente, sigan en sintonía.